Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Real Reds Talk, the authentic football fan channel dedicated to Manchester United. This is your transfer news show, and we've got a lot of crazy shit going on in football at the moment. More talks about Harry Kane coming back out last night. Very, very strong rumours. We're going to discuss that. Got a Højlund update that we're going to talk about. Anthony Martial potentially to leave. Kylian Mbappe, even though it's not related to Manchester United, I definitely want to touch on that because that is just absolute madness. And then there's a couple of other little bits as well that I want to talk about. So make sure you get involved in the comment section. Let me know what you're up to today, and leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. We're going to kick things off straight away with the Harry Kane story. And as always, I'll read out the couple of reports and then get your reaction to it. So. This was an exclusive. There was quite a lot of United accounts posting this last night. It's basically saying, we understand Harry Kane will let the new Spurs boss, Postecoglou, know about his desire to leave the club this summer when they meet. Erik ten Hag is willing to wait until the end of the transfer window in order to sign Kane, his ideal candidate for the striker position. And then the pursuit of Rasmus Højlund is understood to be separate to this, and they're still going to go in for him. And that, again, we'll discuss Højlund shortly. Apparently, the Spurs owner Joe Lewis has issued Daniel Levy with an ultimatum to sell Harry Kane or tie him down to a new contract, which is unlikely as it stands. United circling on the off chance Spurs are suddenly receptive to selling him to a Premier League club. But one thing that's interesting, Shreyas, is his wages. I don't know if you've seen what's been reported. So Man United have been told, and these aren't the craziest wages we're going to talk about. That's the weird thing. Man United have been told they would have to pay Harry Kane a whopping £30 million a year to sign him. It would be the highest salary in the Premier League. That's like 600 grand a week.
Yeah.
So how in the fuck are we affording this? And what was your first initial reaction to this news?
A part of it is quite positive. A part of it is quite negative. I think if people remember as well that last season Ten Hag brought about the thing about a wage cap that you wouldn't be seeing.
The capybara thing came up on the thing just as he was talking there. Forgot to take it off. Sorry. Go on.
And Ten Hag introduced a wage cap, which show pretty much you can see that no player would be earning up through a particular barrier. Everyone would be given an amount which would be close to all the top earning players as well. You can see the same with Casemiro, players like Rashford who have been given new contracts, Bruno Fernandes, all these players who have been given new contracts have been given those new contracts with respect to that wage cap. I think even if Harry Kane comes, I don't think that he'll be earning 600 grand a year or even a week. I don't think that sort of a contract would be given to him. A 300 grand per week, maybe it can happen. A 325 grand per week, maybe that could happen. But I don't think that he gets anywhere close to a 400 or a 450 or even a 500.
600 grand a week.
I don't think so. No.
Unbelievable.
Exactly.
Harry Kane, you're fantastic, mate, but I'm not paying that much for you, pal. That is a lot.
And I think if it genuinely comes down to the fact that he'll only come to Manchester United if he is earning 600 grand a week, I don't think Ten Hag will entertain the option of Harry Kane. I think he'll look into other options who can do just as fine for us. And I think first off, this Harry Kane deal, this all could just be from the side of the agents or from the Tottenham side, just to spark some interest, just to create something about Harry Kane, because they know the way things are going, they might be losing him on a free. There is no certainty that he might he'll be leaving this summer, and Spurs are in a desperate situation when it comes to Harry Kane because he's only got a year on his contract left. So there are only two options: either let him go on a free or cash out on him on this window itself. And by the looks of it now, the way it is progressing, I think Daniel Levy would be looking to cash out on Harry Kane. Maybe he'll entertain Bayern Munich's option more because he won't be selling to a rival club. But ultimately, it comes down to the player. And because Tottenham are desperate, I think if United are able to generate 85 million or 90 million somehow, I think they could go in for Harry Kane. It would take time. I think out of all the top four sides right now, United are the only one who can actually take Harry Kane as well. Like Liverpool can't take Harry Kane, City can't take Harry Kane. Even Arsenal cannot entertain a Harry Kane right now, I would say, because of even if he comes, they've already spent a huge chunk of their money on different players already. We haven't done that up until now. So I think Harry Kane's most realistic option would be Manchester United. But the wage thing does worry me a little bit. If it is just something from the side of the agent or from Tottenham just to create something or create some buzz in the transfer market, that's a completely different issue. But if it is a genuine 600 grand a week contract that he is actually thinking he might get, I don't think that he'll get it at Manchester United or even any other club.
Well, there was a couple of angles I was looking at this from, because the people who was reporting it, there was all Manchester United journalists like Luckhurst, Neil Custis, Chris Wheeler, Jamie Jacks, all at the same time. So it was clearly a brief.
Yeah.
But then I don't know if this is coming from Tottenham's side, because if what do you do if you want to push a bid up on Harry Kane's side? What do? You say United are interested, don't you? Do you know what I mean? You say, they want to pay a lot of money for this player, or buy me can we risk really losing him and not getting that proper replacement for Lewandowski that we wanted? That's why I'm a little bit 50-50 on it. I don't know if it's more United side or Tottenham side, but let's take it at face value, and let's say this is legit news, and let's say we do end up getting him towards the end of the window, regardless of what happens with the ownership situation. What do you think we could achieve if we signed Harry Kane on top of this window that we've already done?
A major trophy. I think a major trophy could be on the cards if we get Harry Kane, because I think we pretty much sorted out our defense. I think our defense is sorted for the next season as well, with the likes of Lisandro Martinez, Rafael Varane, Victor Lindelof. You got Shaw, Malacia, Dallo, Wan-Bissaka. You've got good depth in those area in the defense area as well. I think in the midfield this season we might genuinely be able to scare a lot of big teams as well, because of the dynamism that we've got in that dynamism, as well as the hard work that we've got in that midfield. Now you've got Casemiro, Mason Mount, Bruno Fernandes. Arguably, you can say when they are performing well, they are one of the best players in the league when they are at it. When you look at Bruno, when you look at Casemiro, even Mason Mount. When you look at it, looking into the attack, and I'm seeing it in the perspective that everyone is fit and in form, you would see Marcus Rashford, you would be seeing the likes of Antony, you will be seeing the likes of Garnacho and Sancho being used on rotation as well. And then there's just one position, one piece to the puzzle, and that is the striker position. If we are able to get in Højlund, which I think we will, and on top of that, if we are able to get a Harry Kane, I think we genuinely might be able to scare a lot of teams this season, because the way Ten Hag is playing right now, and if people actually saw the Arsenal game live, you would be seeing how deadly we are when it comes to transitions, when it comes to catching teams off guard, the way we are able to build up out of nowhere and just launch a counter attack. That actually is a very scary thing, and we are doing it without a striker. The moment you put in a striker with the quality of a Harry Kane, it just makes us 10 times more deadly. So the way Rashford performed last season as well, 41 goals and assists. Antony, his second season, he must be very, very determined to actually make his and prove his point at the club because of the money that he was brought in for. And then you've got Harry Kane. I think that is you could say it is one of the perfect attacking lineups you want. You've got two explosive wingers. You've got a hybrid striker who knows when to switch on and when to switch off. So I think if Harry Kane does come, we could genuinely be contesting for the top two positions.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. I think we definitely do well in Champions League as well. You talk about that transitional play and counter attacks, big teams away from home, Kane dropping in deep, Rashford in behind, Mount late runs into the box, Bruno, like you can see the fluidity and the rotation all over the pitch. Let's read out some comments then. Your place in the Cosmos, I think that's great. 100 saying, I'd be surprised if he goes abroad, and I can't understand why we would pay so much for a player with 1 year left of his contract. Maybe he sits out and joins United on a free next summer. I wouldn't be opposed to that if we brought in Højlund this window, to be honest with you. Just me personally. Brian saying, morning lads, nice early start. We like to do a morning show every now and then, just to switch it up a bit. Morning, Brian. What am I up to? Editing as always, mate. 4 video in the making. Keep it going, Gray. You'll get there. Sumati says, what's Shreyas doing at sea in the middle of the night? There's people asking about backgrounds, and how many backgrounds have you got? We've got Neil the Scroll in the chat as well. Can you change them whilst we're live, the backgrounds, or is it a thing where you have to? Let's see what we've got on the agenda.
1 sec.
Let's have a look.
What I've got.
Because I was referring to it off camera. I like that one. That one's nice. Look at the sky as well. Beautiful sky. Yeah, I like that one. I prefer that one. That's better. Well, we've got multitude. We've got a multitude of graphics going on and backgrounds and all that kind of stuff. Man sailing away on them hater tears. Oh, wow. Okay. So Matty's getting in the mixer. Thanks, Nick, for the support. Always, thank you for the support.
Yeah.
Constantly tuning in. We appreciate you guys equally. Now, where does this leave Rasmus Højlund, Treyas? Because a lot of people not panicking because it's Harry Kane, so it's kind of 50-50 who you want to go for. But then there's reports saying, well, we can just go for both. But Romano kind of reiterated after all this news was popping off last night, and he said Manchester United remain focused on Rasmus Højlund as new striker at this stage. Despite recent stories around Harry Kane, the opening bid for Højlund is coming soon after personal terms were agreed this week at some point. I wouldn't be surprised if it was the next couple of days, basically. Atlanta want to receive 60 million euros for Højlund. Talks have been held and continue with verbal discussions taking place around a potential offer, but no firm bid as of yet. Initial offer expected early next week, meaning Monday, Tuesday. Likely below 60 million euros and structured. So the question is it obviously another hypothetical one, and again, this goes out to the chat as well. Højlund for 50 million or Kane for 100 million?
Højlund for 50 million. Just because I think pulling off Kane for 100 million, I think it is not going to be possible for us in this window. Even if we generate enough cash, I think it is not going to be possible for us to hit that 100 million mark. If Tottenham, I don't think that they'll be reasonable enough to negotiate down to like a 85 or 90. I think if they do that, probably it will be in the realms of possibility that we can get a Harry Kane. But if the price is around 100 or 110 million, I think we'd better go for Rasmus Højlund. As dangerous as it might sound, wait out on Harry Kane then. I think right now it's either Bayern or us, the way it is looking, the way things are looking right now. And if Bayern aren't able to get him, I think even next season there aren't going to be a lot of clubs that are genuinely going to be in a need for a striker. I think it's going to be mainly us, even if we get Højlund, because we do need two strikers in that position. You cannot rely on one striker throughout the course of a season to play 40 to 50 games in total. You need depth in that area. So I think right now, because there has genuinely been nothing about Harry Kane. Like, we haven't agreed personal terms. We haven't got in touch with Tottenham either. We haven't really structured a bid or anything. And I think with Rasmus Højlund, we've put in a lot of work already. Like, we've agreed personal terms with the player. He wants to come at the club. We know what kind of bid Atlanta wants, what kind of figure we can actually, negotiate it down to. I think right now the priority should definitely be Rasmus Højlund. Get him done as soon as possible. Work out on the outgoings, Dean Henderson, Anthony Elanga, Fred, McTominay, whoever you can get him out, get out, and then probably go back to Harry Kane, Sofian Amrabat, this type of signings.
Yeah, we've got Dan Errington in the chat saying, just got here, what have I missed? Just talking about Harry Kane at the start of the show, and basically is this coming out more from Tottenham's side to try to push him another bid out of Bayern Munich, or is this more Manchester United saying we're still in the race and we can put a bid in, but we're not bidding something stupid, or is it a bit of both? Exactly. Basically. So if you've got an opinion on Harry Kane, if you'd still go in for him, if you go in for both, if it's a potential, obviously that's a dream, innit, Treyas? If you get both Rasmus and Kane, and then the window, you got Mount, maybe Amrabat bringing as well, and what signing am I missing? Onana. Sorry, I don't know, I forgot him. That's a pretty good fucking window, isn't it?
Yeah, that I think by the looks of a Manchester United transfer window, I would say it is one of the most world class, best windows ever that we'll be having. If that happens, if that happens, definitely it would be. But I think even now we've got Onana on a very reasonable price. I think we've got Mason Mount on the best price that we could have actually got him in for. We've got two signings in already. I think Rasmus Højlund is going to come, or if not Rasmus Højlund, another striker is going to come. But whoever comes in would be Ten Hag signing. It is a good thing to see that we are not going for signings that are just going to sell more merch or sell more tickets. We are not making those sort of signings. We're making signings that the manager actually wants. So I think that's a big plus sign in this window. And if we are able to get an Amrabat on top of that, we are able to sign Højlund as well as Kane. I think for me, definitely it would be one of the perfect windows. And I think we could say this would be the first time that the manager would actually get perfect backing from the club if they are able to pull off these signings in this window.
I'm sorry, I've just seen a report going out. We're going to talk about Mbappe very, very shortly, but this is from Sky, right? So PSG believe the interested clubs in Kylian Mbappe include Manchester United, Chelsea, Tottenham, Inter Milan and Barcelona. Now, straight off the bat. In fact, let's just move on. Yeah, let's just move on to that Mbappe story, right?
Yeah.
So I'll read out the thing first, and then because we've been linked with it, it's just kind of giving me the segue there. But
Yeah.
so Al Hilal have offered 300 million euros to PSG for Mbappe. They will pay the forward a salary of 700 million euros for 1 year. 700 million is a weekly wage of 13 million euros. How mad is that? And the deal will allow him to depart to Real Madrid for free next summer.
Yeah.
So it's a 300 million offer, and then so that's $1 billion.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
£1 billion.
Yeah.
For 1 year.
Yeah.
Like, that is mental. That's the most ludicrous thing I've ever heard in football. And I'm not even sure I like it. Sometimes you see big fees like this, like, oh my God, exciting. But then, yeah, like Sam says there, what the Spurs offer tickets to a go-karting event at the stadium. Yeah, that was going to be my next point. Spurs are interested. What the fuck are they going to offer? Daniel Levy is going to be like,
pull it off.
Oh,
they can be interested if they want.
Oh my God, Barcelona with all their we know they couldn't bring Messi back because of financial issues. So how
they can't even retain the players they've already got.
Yeah, and how is anyone going to match that bid? Of 300 million euros.
Million.
Ultimately, it's going to be, where the player wants to go when I accept that. But you're telling me PSG aren't going to be like
300 million for one player.
Yeah. Like, that's 260 million pounds in their bank, which you could do a lot of fucking and for a player who they don't even want there. So they will be pushing this like you wouldn't believe. Like they will be sat in a room with them saying, Kylian, please, please fucking go.
Yeah.
Because this is a lot of money. You can buy a full squad with that.
The thing is, if this deal actually goes through, that's when I'll actually, start to get a little scared about the Saudi League. If this actually goes through and Mbappe moves to the Saudi Pro League, that's when I'll be a little more concerned that the trajectory is actually changing a lot.
What I've heard about Saudi, and I've actually listened to quite a lot of stuff on it, from people who either work there or they're in the football scene and stuff. And they've said they have got that kind of money where it's not even like they've got a lot of money; they've got unlimited money where they can just spend whatever they want, which is obvious from this deal. And if they start attracting stars like that, I mean, Ronaldo's old; he's 38 years old. He was getting a bit past it,
but his contract is massive.
His contract is huge. His exposure is huge, and bringing Cristiano Ronaldo over to Saudi has kind of opened the door there for. Benzema's gone there, Kante's gone there. If Mbappe goes there as well,
so many players have
gone. Like talented players are going there. And that if that deal was to go through, that is another thing that will have a mega effect on the market going forward. Like, because everyone's just like, oh well, Mbappe's top level. So what's Haaland worth now then?
Yeah.
If Mbappe's going for that, done it in the French league, Haaland's fucking just broke the Premier League record. Is he worth 300 mil, 350 mil? People start requesting them because it happened with Neymar, if you remember. When PSG signed Neymar, the gap was just like, whoa, like it just opened a wormhole then for fucking transfers to go completely up. So, and then who's going to be able to compete? Other leagues around the world in Europe, like Italian league, and they're going to be like, well, what the fuck do we do? You know what I mean? We're never going to have a star in our league.
Yeah.
It's absolutely crazy, man. I can't believe that bid. When I saw the news coming out before, I was like, that is fucking mental. Never seen anything. Crazy. Let's have a look. Dan Errington says United getting Mbappe is just as laughable as the whole club for sale at the minute. Neil Descroll says, did see an Arsenal game, Bruno pull Eric Ten Hag away from the fourth official. Yeah, I saw that. Captain leading. Sam saying I'm also interested in signing him for my football manager career. I'm sure we all are. Vincent saying, but Real are not in. Lol. Apparently so, but if they know they can get him on free next summer, they'll just wait it out. Real Madrid, they're not in no rush.
It actually comes down to the player. Everyone can bid all they want, but if Mbappe doesn't agree to even any single one of those clubs, he can just sit out a season if he wants to.
Yeah. But if I'm Mbappe, I'm like, I can go Saudi for a year. I can make 700 million and then move to Madrid. It's not a bad offer,
if he does go there, he'll be tied down to a very long contract. Like a 6-year, 7-year contract. If he does go for 300 million or something of that sort of.
Where to Saudi?
Yeah.
No, they're saying 1 year. Literally just 1 year.
Just a year contract.
Yes, yeah. That's the whole mad part about it. So on top of the 300 million pound offer to PSG, they'll pay the forward a salary of 700 million euros for 1 year. 1 year. Like, it's crazy. I've never seen numbers like that before in my life in football. That's a football club. That's literally a football club. Like, Chelsea went for 2 billion, didn't they?
Yeah.
And Mbappe is going for half the price of Chelsea as a football club.
He's technically going to be the first £1 billion player. Technically, he's going to be if you add everything.
Technically, yeah, like everything together. Well, that's what they was doing there at Bayer yesterday. They were saying 20 million or 30 million. I was like, oh, 20 million. And then you look into it and it's like, oh, wages included as well and bonuses. You're like, well, he's not going for 20 million, is he? Yeah. Let's have a look. Neil DeScroll says Arsenal fans fighting each other at the game. Idiots. Yeah, I saw that as well.
Yeah.
Real would have to sell to buy, so someone like Valverde or Chumina. I don't see Real getting him. I don't think they're going from this window. They'll know he'll come.
They'll be selling someone like Valverde or Chumini off their team.
I agree. I've seen a lot of things about that Chumini thing, but I don't see him. Why would you go spend 70 million and then after a year just get rid of him? It doesn't make sense to me.
I don't think so. I don't think that.
But look out for Madrid, mate. If they do get him, and you're talking next season, like they are cooking. They are really, really good. Rodrigo, Vinicius, Mbappe.
Exactly. Yeah.
Valverde, Chumini, Camavinga, like
Jude Bellingham.
Talent. Serious. I know I didn't even mention fucking Bellingham, man. Serious talent. Shah Sam's in the chat. Big up to Shah Sam saying that's craziness on a whole new level. Neil saying madness. Brian saying one positive thing that could come out of it. It'll put a huge focus on having the best academy at your club. Yeah, that's one way you could potentially look at it. And Vince is saying the Glazers was laughing at us. I know I put the clip up yesterday. Yeah. Absolutely livid at that. And we did speak about that on yesterday's show. Please do leave a like on the video and subscribe if you're new to the channel. And welcome to the community if you are new to the channel. From one French striker to Saudi, to another French striker to Saudi, Treyas. We got news last night, Justin Al-Shabab and Al-Tawoon, I think it is. I mean, I'm losing track of the names, to be honest, in the Saudi League. They are in talks with Anthony Martial. The player will leave for a small fee. And apparently he's going to start training with the team this week. What's a fair price for Anthony Martial, Mr. Singh?
20 million. 20 million, 15 million, 21 million.
You think?
Yeah, I think so.
Even with his injury record and his wages, do you think that's feasible?
I think 15 to 20 could be reasonable because at least one positive thing out of Anthony Martial last season was when he played, he was managed to actually score or assist. That was one positive thing that you could take out of Anthony Martial last season. And I think 15 to 20 million is a fair price. Like you cannot actually recoup what you actually paid for him. Like nowhere near to the amount that we paid for him, but at least a 15 or 20 million offer could, I think, be much, much more reasonable. I understand that his injury record is going to be a very big concern, but I think upwards of 15 million could be a good deal for United. And it helps take us off some really, really important wages of the book as well, because he's on a very, very high contract. And if he doesn't go, then I think right now only the Saudi League could actually take him in for the wages that we are actually paying him.
Yeah, the Saudis do bits for everyone, aren't they, to be fair? And like any team who's got players that they don't want, Saudi Arabia basically bang them on a plane, send them over this way, and we'll give you some decent money for him. Martial's a weird one because I think in terms of ability, he's got, he's one of the most skillful players at the club in terms of like technical quality, but just can never ever stay fit. He's not even fit for pre-season at the minute, and it's to be honest, if most United fans have been honest with himself, it is time for him to go. And to get his wages off the bill would be great as well. But whether it happens or not, I have absolutely no idea. Let's see what he goes for, if he goes for anything. It wouldn't surprise me again as well at the same time if, he started integrating into the team now. You see Rashford, Sancho, Martial again, and everyone's kind of buzzing, saying, look at this front three, and it's going to be great, and blah, blah, blah. And it just doesn't materialise. But if I'm Manchester United's negotiating team now, what I'm doing is, if that Mbappe deal goes through to Saudi Arabia, I'm going to be like, Mbappe, I'll be like, first and foremost, Mr. Whoever it is I'm negotiating with in Saudi Arabia, I'll be like, where did Martial come up through? What team was he at? And they're like, Monaco. I'm like, okay. What team did Mbappe come through at? He's like, Monaco. Where are they both from? France. Where did they both play? Strikers, predominantly left wing. I'm like, okay. How much are you offering Mbappe? Yeah, like Martial's surely worth 20% of that, isn't it? And even 20% is, looking at what, 50 million or something.
Yeah.
So, happy days. That's what I'd be doing. But as we know, United negotiators are terrible, aren't they? So, anyway, we'll move on from Mbappe and Martial. Brian saying any fee would get a decent cost of a hospital bed. Jesus Christ. Dan Errington saying any other team 20 mil, Saudi team 100 mil. That's the spirit. That's what we're talking about, Dan.
Yeah.
Neil saying if we buy Kane, Glazers are going to stay. That's something slightly worrying. Because after the Super League, we saw Sancho, Varane, and Ronaldo come in, didn't we? And that was kind of to mask the shit that they caused and the disturbance during that summer. So yeah, I'd probably agree with that if Kane comes in. And all that bullshit about FFP as well. Where's that gone?
Yeah.
Sign Harry Kane.
Yeah.
What's happened to that?
I think no matter what they do, the fans are going to press them every single place that they go to sell the club. We saw that in that clip that we posted on the channel as well yesterday. And the way they reacted as well, it just shows how much of gap there is between the owners and the fans. Like genuinely, you can see it.
Me, Dan, and Sam were speaking about last night. It was just like they're absolutely clueless to what's going on in the modern world and what's going on with like everyday fans. They have no idea.
Yeah,
they're just focused on emails and finance, other creepy shit to get up to in the life. Right, I want to talk about the away kit, Shreyas, because I've had a bit of a debate this morning with me mate, going back and forth. And if he's in the chat, you'll know what I'm talking about. Big up to Prabhav, by the way, saying hello to Nick and Shreyas. So hello to Prabhav, a real Red Ultra member. And I was talking to him, and I was like, when I first saw it, I thought it looked like a humbug suite, or it looked like a rip-off of Newcastle.
Yeah.
Now it's growing on me a little bit. What are your thoughts on the away kit? And again, another question to the chat. Yes or no for the away kit? Do you like it?
I think it is much better than last season's green kit.
Anything's better than that. That was dreadful.
It is much better. Levels above that kit. I think the first time when people actually saw it off Twitter and all these sources, it was the picture was a little hazy, so you weren't able to actually see the texture of the green, the red, and the white the way they had been pulled off. I think it's a semi-decent kit, I would say. It's not something that is absolutely amazing. It's not something that is absolutely horrible either. I think it is midway between both of them. As a whole, it is much better than the kits that we've had in previous years as third kits or away kits. Thirdly, it is much better than Arsenal's third kit.
Yeah, that is horrendous. Yeah. That's another one. Like, I don't get how they do that design and then one sanctions that off at Arsenal and looks at it. It's like our green kit last year. Yeah. Is green just like a? Do you know? Is it like a new thing or something that clubs want to do? That lime green one yesterday when it got released, it was like that is fucking horrible. Like absolutely horrible. And when I saw this one, I was like, I get why people don't like it, and I was like, that is shit. I don't like that. And then I saw Onana when he signed.
Jacket one.
Did like a picture jacket, and I was like, okay. I don't know if it's the lighting or if it's a certain or whatever.
I think this season as a whole, I think the home kit looks decent. I think the green kit, it is all right, and I think there is another kit which has the Red Devil sign as a red and a white. So I think that kit looks actually really good. So I think overall Adidas has been much better in comparison to last seasons with us when it comes to designing of their kits.
Yeah. Dan saying, I actually like it. Vincent saying, no, I like the third and the home shirt. The third looks like a Liverpool kit for me. I said this ages ago when it first got leaked. I was like, that badge looks like fucking Liverpool. Like straight up, looks like a Liverpool badge. Surely they must have looked at that, the designers, and thought, like it's very similar, which isn't great. Brian saying it's grown on me. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's a grower. It is a grower. Leacher makes it look good. He did a shot, like a vintage shot. You've seen it in front of the car. He does look pretty cool, to be fair. So I was like, when Leacher can wear anything, he makes it look decent. Anything is better than Arsenal's green kit. Looks like a zebra became radioactive. Shah Sam saying, I actually love it, especially the short sleeves. People surprising me, agreeing with us. Your Place in the Cosmos says, only kit top I've bought in over 20 years was the green one last season, just because it's different. We're absolutely tearing into it, and he's like, that's the only one I've got. Sam saying, hate both the away kits. The red is average. Oh, wow. Dan Errington saying, I've got to be honest, forget about the badge, but I really like the Arsenal home kit. And then Prabhav is laughing at Grey 100. Drop your favourite kit in the chat. Just your number one go-to. If you could have any kit in the world right now, what would you buy? What's your favourite one? It could be from the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, whatever it is. What's your go-to one, Treyas? Of all time, the GOAT of football kits.
I think Madrid's one, uh, the old one, which was a little blue, the blue one, the Madrid blue kit.
Are you talking like when Ronaldo scored that overhead kick? Was it at Juventus? Yeah. So is that like 2015? Was it? I think
2015, 16, that area.
To be fair, Madrid, even this season, the kit's fire.
Yeah.
They always have nice kits. Like they never miss. I don't know why we don't get the same fucking person who does their kits for us.
There was one more kit. I think it was Borussia Dortmund's. It was all black, like a complete black one.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Did they do like an anniversary thing, like a triple black?
It was complete. Yeah. Black. The badge was black. The sponsors were black. Everything was black on the kit. That looked good as well.
Yeah, I'm a fan of that one. Let's see what everybody's saying. I thought someone put the Aldi kit then. I was like, no, absolutely not. But it was, I want to buy the old AIG kit. Reminds me of childhood. Do you mean this one? Is that the one you're referring to? Or like the one before that or the year after? The sharp one is iconic too. Which sharp one? There was a couple of sharp ones. Black one with the collar. Nick knows the one. Yeah, that's one of my favourite ones as well. Top level. Nick writing a book, mate? No. Me writing a book? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I like it's a throwback to United's first ever away kit. United shirt 98-99 classic, of course. Yes. Red sharp one with white from shoulder to armpit was cool in the 80s. Red sharp one. I think I saw Robson in that one. I think I know which one you're referring to. It's a very nice one. Sorry, I don't like it. The black Vodafone one. Do you remember the Vodafone era?
Yeah.
All the ones from there, they was quite nice. There's a picture, I wish I could put it up on the screen now, of me when I was like, how old was I? I must have been about 5 in front of my mum with a Vodafone kit on with just a massive, like, cheesy smile. No, Brian, I bought him a book with it. Yeah, I'm not writing a book. For anyone who's asking, I'm not. Yeah, there's no, I don't even know if you could call it a biography or whatever you want to call it, but no, there's no book writing or anything at all. Sam got me a book with kits in it. I would go for... I mean, I've done a clip on this, so people would have saw it already, I imagine. But 1988 Netherlands Euro kit. You seen it?
Oh yeah, and
Ruud Gullit, Van
the
Basten.
Fiorentina kit as well, the 7-up one.
Oh,
that was really cool. Yeah,
dope. Like the purple one with the finger. Yeah. Which, you know why that got banned? By the way.
Yeah, I saw the clip. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, the sports sticker thing. It was like, and that's someone who was designing that. You must have looked at it and thought, oh, a bit risky, that, innit? You know what I mean? Like, can we really put that out there? It's a little bit, I don't know. Let's have a look. What shirt would you like framed and signed by a player? That's a good question from Vincent. Yeah, if you could have a shirt framed, signed by a player, who would it be?
The obvious one would be, for me, it would be, I would get David De Gea's signature.
You've always been a fan of him right now.
Yeah,
on his last shirt.
The first ever United shirt I owned was the goalkeeper one when AON was our sponsor. And I had the Gea written on the back of it. So that would be the one that I would get signed from.
Nice. What shirt? Is this United based? I don't know if it was United based. If it was United based, I really love Lissandro, but I don't know. I think Rashford, just because from Manchester, like, do you know what I mean? Been a part of the academy.
Manchester, then who?
Well, again, you'd be thinking that, well, you'd want like the top level. You want a Messi signed shirt from the World Cup, wouldn't you? Or you'd want a Ronaldo signed shirt. Like, they're the obvious ones.
Yeah. Apart from Messi and Ronaldo.
Apart from Messi and Ronaldo, who's been like my favourite player? That's hard.
I have.
Go on.
I would get AC Milan signed from Kaka.
Oh, that's a good shout. Yeah. That's a good shout. Yeah. I love Nedved when I was a kid. I love watching Juventus, so probably a Nedved shirt when they had that pink sky thing. I think across the thing that really nice kit. Nedved, yeah. I bought a Juventus retro shirt from Classic Football Shirts in Manchester. Cost like 160 quid. It was like the black one, like a really nice. Put it in the wash. The whole sponsor peeled off. The full sponsor. And obviously, a football shirt is all about the spot. Like, if that peeled off, what's the fucking point? There just isn't a point. It's the same with that as well. Like, I was absolutely devastated. I just remember pulling it out going, oh, I'll have to bend that now. Like, it's what fucking waste of money. Probav is saying, saw the Sir Alex doc last night. So good. Highly recommend. It's called Never Give In. Yeah, great documentary that. I thank God he was all right after his health scare as well. Neil the Scroll saying sharp shirts are the best from 1980. I have red and blue ones. Yeah, they're all gorgeous, them ones.
Yeah.
That's why they're remaking them, because they was so popular. 1984-85, white flashes over the shoulders. We've got some really old ones in there. I like it. I like the home shirt. Cantona's signature colours up on the red shirt and framed. Shevchenko says Sam signed AC Milan shirt. I'd have Hector Davids to sign me a pair of his shades. And a green and gold shirt as well. That's the one. Yeah. Right, we can wrap it up there. It's been just a little bit of fun towards the end there. We'll discuss most things. If anything breaks today regarding Rasmus Højlund, which maybe something will break, so keep an eye out for that. I would say turn on your notification bell, but if for whatever reason it's not working for people, I have no idea why. So turn the notifications on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, because that's when we share that when we're going to go live. So if it's not working for you on YouTube, then do it on there and it'll just pop down and you can get involved in the conversation. Do leave a like for us if you haven't already, and subscribe to the channel. And we'll probably be talking about Rasmus Højlund later on, and there'll be a show at 7:00 regardless. So let's just see if anything breaks during then. Do you have anything else you want to say, Shreya?
Hopefully today a bid goes in for Rasmus Højlund.
Yeah, and I think a bid will go in to match Saudi Arabia's €300 million bid as well. Right, United are right on that. Don't worry about it. We've got a budget of 120 million, but we're going to double that to bid for Mbappe. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. Mbappe to United, here we go. Who knows? What knows? You know the script, guys. Get your capybaras in the chat, and I will play you out with this song. I'll give you 10 seconds to get your capybaras in, and then we'll drop. It might have a remix coming soon as well, by the way. Yeah. So I'll wait until I see the first capybara, and then we'll drop the tune, and we'll head off. Oh, thank you for everyone for tuning in as well. Appreciate every single one of you. Always getting in, answering questions, etc. Right, there's the first capybara. So we'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you, Shred, for coming on. Thank you to everybody for watching. Hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Not too hard in work, and we'll see you guys later on.
See ya.
Peace.